Hold everything where it is for a second, because whatever triggered that surge hasn't cooled off yet, and I don't want anyone resetting a single relay until we understand what just leaned on the perimeter.
That's fine by me, because when half the grid flickers at once, it usually means somebody wanted to see what would happen if they nudged the wrong wire. I was already pulling the raw logs on the way in, and what bothers me is that the power flow didn't spike outward like a fault would, it drew inward, which only happens when something is pulling on the system instead of stressing it.
So you're saying this wasn't an accident and it wasn't noise, it was a hand testing weight before trying a handle.
That's exactly how it looks from my end, and every time I saw that pattern in the field, it meant someone was mapping exits instead of kicking doors.
We sealed the east relay, and 30 seconds later the signal jumped sectors, which means whoever did it wasn't sitting in that relay at all. They were watching how and waiting for the next move.
Right, because adaptive systems don't stay anchored to the first access point. Once they realize you're paying attention, they start tracking reaction time, which tells us the hive is already being surveyed whether we like it or not. So constantly reshuffling defenses just gives them better blueprints.
So your advice is that I stop playing whack-a-mole and let one section look softer than the rest long enough to see where the pressure really comes from.
Exactly, because controlled vulnerability forces the other side to move closer, and nothing moves closer without leaving a trail you can follow. That's old surveillance work. Let your target think they're winning while you take notes on how they're doing it.
I don't enjoy pretending to lose, but I enjoy being blind even less.
I'll keep the filters off and run pattern matching by hand so we don't accidentally smooth out the fingerprints we're trying to capture. And I'll mirror the grid from the outside and stage drones where nobody's been looking yet, because that's usually where the next touch shows up.
Good, because whatever brushed this hive did it quietly, and quiet systems are the ones that come back prepared.
That's usually when things stop being theoretical. Which is why we should be ready before the next tap turns into something heavier.
Then let's make sure the next move tells us exactly who thinks they're clever enough to test my hive.
Let me add something to that before we commit. Because when you already know who's standing in the hallway, and right now all we've got is a footprint pattern without a body. I hear you.
Fair point, so tell me what your instincts say instead of your spreadsheets.
My instincts say whoever touched this grid was trained or built for it. Patience over panic. Exactly, and that makes them dangerous.
And my spreadsheet said the same thing, because the timing offsets between the pulses aren't random at all. They're too clean.
So it's learning while we talk.
Yes, and the longer we pretend not to notice it, the more confident it becomes, which is why the bait window can't be sloppy. It has to look organic or it won't bite. Don't fake weakness. Redesign the floor plan so the weakness looks like it happened naturally.
I like that better, because I don't bluff, I maneuver.
Shift 3 relays instead of 1, stagger the response times, and let the signal think it just outpaced your automation. Understood. Good. And while it celebrates, I'll be watching which corridor lights up first, because predators always double back to confirm a kill.
Good. That gives us behavior, not just noise.
This ain't just a channel, this is BBTV.